Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm really happy that you're watching this video, and in this video I wanted to share a second part of new releases when it comes to perfumes. And I feel like 2025 has been such a good year of new releases because just in three and a half months I have discovered so many perfumes that I love. Like, I feel like this year is a lot better than the last year, because last year I feel like we had lots of flops. And so without further ado, let me start reviewing Fétiche La Rose by Christian Louboutin. And this is my favorite out of all the new releases in 2025. It's definitely like taking the first or second spot when it comes to my favorites because it's amazing. And as you can tell, I have a really big dent, and that's because I was decanting it to kind of make it more affordable for myself, to be honest, because perfumes do get expensive. And so this perfume is amazing. Honestly, this is like a evening dressed up type of scent. Like, it's hard for me to wear it on a daily basis because it just so, this fragrance is calling to be dressed up, look nice, smell nice, and for some kind of special occasion. I really don't tend to gravitate towards it in the morning or afternoon, just going about your day and running errands. It's not really a perfume for that. It's more perfume for something special, when you want to feel special and you look special and the day is special. I'm kind of saying special too many times, but you get the gist. And so it smells like rose. To me, rose is definitely the most prominent in this fragrance, and I smell some spiciness of like ginger and pink pepper, and there is a slight hint of cherry. But I would say that cherry is definitely in the background here. It's not, it's not even 30% of cherry. It's maybe like 15-20% of cherry, and the rest is rose and other like spicy notes. And also I pick up some kind of like dry woodiness. If you ever had like very dry wine and you smell the cork, and that's kind of the smell that I get in a deep dry down. That's why I think there might be some kind of woody notes in here, but they're not listed. I couldn't really find information on that, but I think they might be here. And honestly, Quentin Beige did not disappoint with this fragrance. It's just so beautiful. And if you like rose, and if you like deeper, darker, more mysterious and alluring rose scents, you definitely need to give it a chance because it's very special. And I feel like this perfume is being very hyped right now, and for good reason. I feel like lots of people will love it, and it's again for a good reason. And next perfume I want to talk about is Glossier You Fleur. And this is now my favorite version of Glossier fragrance because I feel like it adds something more special and more interesting to the DNA of the original You, but it still keeps its DNA, and it keeps kind of the base of You without going completely into a different direction. And that's why it's my favorite. I feel like it's definitely best out of all of them. It's the most interesting and unique. And so to me, this fragrance smells like you just got out of the ocean, and your skin is very salty, but it's also clean because you just got out of the water, and it kind of mixes with your natural skin chemistry, and it smells like your skin but better and slightly salty. And I get lots of ambroxan, as you would in original Glossier You. I get lots of mineral notes, like salty notes. This fragrance is very salty for me. And I would say that the fruits and the florals, they're definitely in the background. Like, I barely pick them up. And if I didn't know that there are florals, then I probably wouldn't even, say that I pick it up. I get some touch of like apricot. It's slightly like, a flesh of apricot, like apricot skin, slightly juicy and soft. But again, it's very faint. And the notes that I get the most are mineral notes and lots of ambroxan and also lots of salt. So I really like this scent. And if you like very inoffensive, light, good for everyday kind of fragrances, then you will definitely love Glossier You Fleur, because it's a very simple and good signature scent. You know, if you want to smell good, but you don't want to smell of something like very, very prominent, you just want to kind of, you know, put your skin chemistry forward versus, you know, like a rose profile or some kind of other floral profile or vanilla. Like if you just want to smell like yourself but slightly better and slightly saltier, then definitely try Glossier You Fleur. And the next fragrance I want to discuss is Power Self by Initio. And let me read you the notes, because Fragrantica doesn't list full list of the notes, and I feel like it's important to really know the correct notes when it comes to this fragrance, because when I looked at Fragrantica, I was like, no way, that's all. Because, you know, I smelled a bunch of other things that are here, but they were not listed and I was confused. So the notes are white flowers, asmanthus, white rose, magnolia, pink pepper, ambrox, musk, and cedarwood. And this is very, very similar to Delina La Rose, but I would say that the rose here is more toned down and magnolia is more prominent. But overall, I feel like if you smelled Delina La Rose, you can definitely imagine how Power Self will smell like. It has the same vibe about it, it has the same kind of feeling, but of course they are different fragrances, and a rose is definitely a lot more prominent in Delina La Rose. And so Power Self, it smells like, you know, very dewy, ethereal, kind of like cold, icy florals, like icy magnolia, very, very dewy, juicy, young type of rose. And in the dry down, you do get that kind of like musky, ambroxan type of base. And I don't really pick up on cedarwood, you know, it just might be there to kind of make this fragrance more grounded, make it more long lasting, but I don't really pick up the woody base here at all. I do pick up on the musky ambroxan base. So overall, I think that if you like your skin but better scents, like Glossier You, not a perfume, if you like Delina La Rose, if you like scents like that, it's safe to say you're probably gonna like Power Self, because it's in the same kind of family, it has the same kind of vibe. So overall, for me, this is very, very pretty, also really good signature scent, because it smells inoffensive, it smells appropriate to wear in any situation, any occasion. It's not gonna be too loud, too screaming, and I love fragrances like that. When it comes to perfume, I think like it's all about the mood, and if you're in the mood for a fragrance like that, I feel like, you know, you're gonna love it. And it does has slightly like tart and juicy and a little bit of like sour quality about it, and that might be coming from either magnolia or the rose, I'm not really sure, but I do find it really, really pleasant. And I think this is a really, really good fragrance from Initio, and it's something different, you know. I don't think they have fragrances like that, and it's their first fragrance that in this kind of like scent family in with this kind of DNA, because I feel like the rest of their lineup is a lot more powerful, a lot more in your face, a lot more loud, and this is more kind of like subdued, elegant, classy, and very, very calm. And so that was my review of Power Self by Initio. And last but not least is the most controversial scent in this video, and probably one of the most controversial release of 2025, and it's Aldebaran. And this fragrance, I was very, you know, worried about liking or hating this fragrance. Looking at the notes, I thought that I will like it, but then I started watching earlier reviews of other people, and a lot of people said that it smells very weird, that it smells off-putting, that they can't stand it. And you know, people were saying that this is like either love or hate fragrance, but I disagree. I think this is like an acquired taste type of fragrance, and for me it's a like for now. And it's a like in terms of artistry, you know, in terms of me just smelling it at home. But I'm not sure that I will be able to actually wear this fragrance day to day and enjoy it, because it's very powerful and very unique type of perfume that not everybody will be able to pull off, and not everybody will actually want to do that. And so now let's get into how it smells. and in the opening it just smells like the ointment that my grandma would put on my legs or like whatever when something would hurt, you know, like every Russian grandma has a bunch of ointments that are waiting for you to get hurt, and that's when she puts it on. And it, you know, it used to help me, but I just cannot get this picture out of my mind. It just smells like this minty, very herbal type of ointment. And I get, you know, where it's coming from. It's probably coming from the mix of paprika and some other like herbal notes. There's mate, maybe like the combination of mate and paprika give me this kind of like minty, very green and herbal feeling. But I do not like it. Like I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but like I don't think it's actually wearable because it kind of smells like something slightly dated and just something challenging. So the opening, like I admire the artistry and I enjoy smelling it on blotter. Also enjoyed smelling it on skin when I was testing it, but I don't think that I can put it on when I go about my day because it would be just too kind of intrusive, at least for me. But the dry down I found really pleasant. There is definitely that tuberose, and it's kind of like a spicy tuberose, which I love, and I feel like it's done like super well. It's kind of like a green, spiky, you know, wild type of tuberose. It's not pretty or cute or classy. It's not that type of tuberose. It's very like wild and in your face type of tuberose. And also it kind of comes off slightly milky, and that milkiness kind of tones down, you know, the wildness of this tuberose, and it definitely needs to happen here. You know, there must be kind of some balance because the tuberose is very green, very prominent, and that tonka bean probably or other note, I don't know like exactly what kind of notes there are, because on the website the only listed notes are tuberose, paprika, mate, and tonka beans. And I smell something milky. Maybe that's how tonka beans come out, or maybe there are other notes that are not listed, but they definitely do kind of smooth out and make this tuberose more creamy and more wearable. So I would say that like 30-40 minutes after the opening, you know, you get that nice tuberose, but it still is challenging tuberose, not easy tuberose, definitely not tuberose for beginners. So overall, I would say that this is, you know, polarizing fragrance, and a lot of people won't like it from the first spray. A lot of people will need to wear it, including myself, you know, will need to wear it for a couple times to actually understand it and to appreciate it. And I would say that definitely you need to test this fragrance first before blind buying, unless you just, you know, collecting this huge collection and you don't really care if you like it or not. You just want to collect fragrances and display them. But for people who actually want to, you know, wear fragrances, and for people who worry about not liking it, definitely you need to sample it. This is not a safe blind buy. It's one of those, you know, more challenging fragrances. And I would say that it did not evolve a lot. You know, some challenging scents, like a lot of Amor scents have that, where you like smell the opening, it's one scent, and 20 like 30 minutes passes and it's completely different scent. This is not like that. You know, the dry down is similar to the opening. It's just that like minty, green, earthy, herbal kind of opening is, you know, dissipates and you're left with like more like milky, creamy tuberose. But it doesn't evolve a lot. Like this is not a super transformative scent, you know. It doesn't change a lot from the start to the end. So that was my review of Aldebaran. I find it pleasant, but it's definitely challenging and you need to test before you buy. So thank you so much guys for watching this video. I really hope that you liked it, and I really hope that you found it helpful, and also I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye!